Thank you very much, Dragon. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in to our show, the Upnlive show. Here today, we have a very, very interesting program planned for everyone. You need to be tuning in www.flamesradio.co.uk, and remember that all our interviews can be seen on our website www.worldmag.com. And in the building today is a very special lady. She's very talented. She has been doing a lot of works, and we are going to be speaking with her today. Her name is Ellen B. Miss Ellen B, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the Upnlive show.
Thank you for having me. Well, thank you for having us.
Well, yes.
Come with the team.
The team, we have Aaron and Kat. Yes. And Miss Ellen B. Thank you for joining us today. So, Miss Ellen B.
Yes.
I know what you do. And our crew knows what you do. Can you introduce yourself to our listeners and tell them who Ellen B is?
I don't know how to introduce myself.
What do you mean you don't know how to introduce yourself?
No, really. All right. So let me start at the beginning. No, let me start where I'm at now.
Right.
Okay. So I'm a learning mentor, but I'm also a program manager as well.
Okay.
So I manage mentoring programs that run across London. But I also extend that mentoring skill to mentor young people, as we have Aaron here. Aaron's not mentored by me. I've offered him IAG in the past, but he has been mentored by Kat here, who I sourced and found and matched them together. Okay, so I'm also a photographer and have been a photographer since 1995, 1998. Yeah,
really,
I look
really
young, but no, you have to respect me still. And I've also been on radio. So if anyone has heard of Ellen being, most of you listening, you might not have. I've been on a couple of radio stations on the network. Yeah.
Yes. So as we said, guys, she's a very multi-talented individual, and Ellen spoke about her mentoring program. Now, could you tell us more about what that program is? What's the name of the program, and what is the purpose of the program?
Okay. So it's not a program.
Okay.
So the Mentoring Lab is actually it's a private limited company business. It's an alliance of mentors, social workers, attendance officers, art therapists, actual therapists and counsellors. Who am I missing out?
The mentees
themselves. Basically, we are a support network of professionals who have worked with young people and adults for more than 15 years, each of us for more than 15 years, all right? So I was recruited into mentoring to be a learning mentor in 2003. Since then, I've just been developing my skill, and within my lifetime, I can tell you already that I've mentored and assisted over 3,000 young people, and that is here in the UK and also in Jamaica as well. Yeah,
that's where you're from.
Yeah,
right?
And that's not necessarily, I was born here, but you can't deny me. All right. So anyway, now, so that is working with young people individually and also in groups. Okay. So it's not like I've mentored 3,000 young people individually. It's young people and in groups.
So that mentoring, is it just those individuals, or do you include their family members? Because we know that the family is a very, very strong support system for them. Do we include their families in that process?
Okay. So this is why one of the reasons why we set up the mentoring lab. Okay. So many of, and I'm now speaking on behalf of mentors who are listening to this radio show, there's a lot of us that look like me, talk like me, maybe not so much with the twang, right? But we have been supporting young people in schools, in this country's institutions for a long time. And what we know how to interact with our people and the young people. But what often happens is that there becomes a block, because we're working for institutions who don't necessarily know. Right? So we came together and said, you know what, enough's enough, we need to do this for ourselves, we need to do it properly. So the mentoring lab was established so that we can support the whole family, the whole community. The services that you tend to get in school, so parents, if you're listening, you've got young people right now who might be going through their GCSEs, they might be struggling a little bit, so they'll be given a learning mentor. Well, actually, they might have been given a learning mentor, but now that the funding has cut, those services aren't so available in schools anymore. Yeah, your young person might be going through mental health problems, so you might go to the CAMS officers. Yeah, I don't know if any of you know who CAMS is. Okay, so it's an organisation out there in the community. They're a non-government organisation. Actually, they work on behalf of the NHS, and they offer support for those suffering from mental health illnesses, yeah, or to prevent it. We have that on board. We have mental health workers on board, okay? So we know how to work with our community more than the CEOs and the directors of these companies, right? So we're looking at high impact. So what we've done, and it's not just myself, there's a few mentors out there. You've heard of the Manhood Academy, and a big up to Davis, and also the Womanhood Academy, and there's other mentors out there reaching out to the community. What we're saying to you now is, the community now is, seek your own services privately, independently. We're here. It's almost like you can go into Asda and just pick us off the shelf.
Right.
We're here.
Right.
Yeah, you have to pay for the service, that's fine, because our services will cost less than a pair of trainers, and it will help. We have a high impact in terms of how we work with yourself, your young person, the whole family, in offering mentoring or coaching or mental health support, or you might be having just seeing problems with your young person or your family, which you know down the line, 2 years or 3 years down the line, social services will be involved. Well, here what? We've got social workers involved. Don't wait for it to get to social services. Call us. We've got social workers who can give you advice.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I totally understand.
Yeah?
And with that, which you have said, Aaron is a product of that, isn't he?
Yeah, Aaron has.
He looks very shy. Are you shy, Aaron?
Normally, yes.
Normally.
But I'm starting to come out my shell now.
That's and is that as a result of being a part of this
Definitely.
lab? See, good things in the making.
So Aaron has been mentored by the beautiful Cat here, right? And I've also given Aaron IAG, which I had to do in order to match him with Cat.
Okay, so before we go into more details with that, I know many persons might not know what IAG is. If you could just define what IAG is so that we know what we're talking about.
Information, advice, and guidance.
Right.
All right.
So how do you pair them based on their personalities and
much more than that.
If you could summarize how we match them to their mentors.
And Aaron can also speak of being in the past, not with the mentoring lab, or not with services that I've worked through, but he can also speak of bad matches that he's had. So when we match a mentor, we don't just look at personalities, we look at the needs of the young person. We also look at where the person wants to be in the future. Mainly, we look at who can provide the highest level of support to help the young person overcome